Hi everyone.
Hello，大家好。
We're going to continue with last time in which Andrew and Pierre were having a talk after they went to Andrew's home.
Yes.
And Andrew was basically telling him advice to Pierre. Do you remember what that advice?
Get a position.
No, the advice was about one should not speak one's mind everywhere, right?
Yeah, you should not speak one opinion everywhere to everybody.
Yeah. So, and then he was asking about whether he wants to become a guardsman or a what's the other one?
I think it's work in the government, right?
Yeah, diplomat. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So then, basically.
Okay.
So basically, here's Pierre's answer. Really, I don't know yet. I don't like either the one or the other.
Oh.
But you must decide on something. Your father expects it. Pierre, at the age of 10, had been sent abroad. So this is the first time we understand where Pierre.
Yeah.
He'd been sent abroad means he'd been overseas with a abbé as a tutor. So tutor, there was an abbé as a tutor.
Oh, abbé is the same abbé?
No, abbé is a title. I told a religious title. Somebody who and had remained away until he was 20. So from 10 until 20 he was out.
Okay.
When he returned to Moscow, his father dismissed the abbé and said to the young man, dismissed like he got rid of the abbé, I guess, and told to the young man, now go to Petersburg, look around and choose your profession. That's what his father told him.
Choose your profession?
Choose your work, which one to work. I will agree to anything. Here's a letter to Prince Vasily, and here's money. Write to me all about it, and I will help you in everything. So he basically gave him a letter to Prince Vasily. So Pierre's connected to Prince Vasily too somehow.
Oh, yeah.
And then here's some money.
Yeah.
Write to me all about it, and I will help you in everything.
Yeah.
Okay, Pierre, that's what, so here, I don't, this is interesting because this is what Pierre's father told him. So
why do you think interesting?
Because the author is basically talking about Pierre here.
Yeah.
And it's moved away from like the question about Andrew's question, right? Because they were talking and then, so it's kind of like looking back at what happened before. Okay. Because he asked, you have to do something. Your father expects it. Right.
Okay.
So now it's telling about his father.
How his father expects
his father expects him to find a job.
And give him money and give him to introduce him to the Prince Vasily.
Right? Pierre had already been choosing a career for 3 months. So Pierre has been looking around for 3 months already and hadn't decided on anything. It was about this choice that Prince Andrew was speaking. Pierre rubbed his forehead.
Oh. Okay.
So I'm not sure who is talking about
Pierre.
But he must be a Freemason. I don't know why he was talking about Freemason. Said he, referring to the abbé whom he had met that evening. Okay, so now he's thinking back about so he's not answering Andrew's question about that. So he's talking about the abbé that he met.
Oh, on that reception.
Yeah, he said he's a Freemason. Freemason? It's a type of kind of religious sect, of Christian religion sect. Okay.
Religion sect?
Yeah, because Christianity has many different sects, right? Many different divisions inside Christianity. Not every Christian is the same. So there are different like divisions inside that.
Then what's Christian you mean?
People who believe in Christian stuff.
Christians. So the
Freemason is one type.
What type? Can you describe?
No, you'll find out later because they'll talk about Freemasons later.
Oh, really?
That is all nonsense. Prince Andrew again interrupted him. Let us talk business.
No, wait. So he must be a Freemason, referring to abbé he had met. So Pierre think abbé must be a Freemason.
Again, it's nothing to do with the talk so far, okay? His mind is somewhere else right now. He's not answering Andrew's question, all right?
But he is who? He's abbé. Abbé is
but it's nothing. I know, has nothing to do with the talk that he's talking with Andrew. Don't know why he's even bringing up abbé at this point. That is all nonsense, Prince Andrew said. Nonsense, like, why are you talking about this stuff? Let's talk about business. Have you been to the horse guards?
Horse guard?
I guess people who guard the horses. No.
Who guards the horses? 养马的
Yeah. No, I have not. But this is what I have been thinking, and I wanted to tell you. There's a war now against Napoleon. If it were a war for freedom, I could understand it, and should be the first to enter the army. But to help England and Austria against the greatest man in the world is not right. So he feels like he doesn't want to fight Napoleon. He likes Napoleon, so he doesn't want to fight. So he doesn't want to go and serve in the army.
But Andrew will go.
Andrew is already in the army, okay? Can we go next? Yeah. Prince Andrew only shrugged his shoulders at Pierre's childish words. So he shrugged his shoulders at Pierre's childish words. I don't know why he thinks it's childish, but he thinks it's childish, like he doesn't want to go to war. He put on the air of one who finds it impossible to reply to such nonsense. So we know Prince Andrew doesn't like to talk about this. He feels this is all political stuff. It's nonsense to him. But it would in fact have been difficult to give any other answer than the one Prince Andrew gave to this naive question. So he's going to answer it anyway.
So what does this mean? He put on the air.
Put on the air. So put on is like put on clothes, right?
Okay.
Air is like a kind of tone, a kind of his air is like air's air, you know, air
Yeah,
around.
I know
So
air.
he put on air means
Okay.
like somebody is wearing some kind of air clothing. He put an air of one who is finding impossible to reply to such nonsense.
Of one found it impossible to reply to such nonsense.
So when somebody tells you something that you think, oh, this is just stupid, why are you talking to me about like that? So then you put this air, you put like this, again, think of a mask if you want.
I put on the air of one. So he looks like. So he don't want to talk anymore? Is he looks like?
No, not don't talk, but he finds it impossible to reply. He doesn't.
Impossible to reply.
Yeah, it's like you're saying such stupid stuff. I can't like reply to you.
So he just put on the air.
Yes.
Okay. So Pierre will see that.
Yes, of course you will see.
Oh, but
But it would in fact have been difficult to give any other answer. So although he did this,
yeah.
he said that he still talked to Pierre.
Oh.
Okay, so this is what Andrew said.
So the
Naive means like
Naive.
somebody who's not experienced. Naive.
Who somebody not experienced?
Yeah, no experience.
No experience. Okay.
If one fought except
No.
if no one fought except on his own conviction, there would be no wars, he said. So he says that if no one fought, he said that if nobody fights except that like what he believes in, then there will be no war.
So I don't know what it's conviction means.
Belief, yeah.
If no one fought except on his own.
If everybody fought because what he fought was because he believed in something, right? So just turn it around. He says that if everybody fights because based on what they believe,
Okay.
there will be no war. That's what Andrew said.
So if everyone fought just because they believe,
Not because they believe.
based on
their belief,
and there will
be no war.
That means nobody want to fight.
Yes, in some sense that's right. But that's not true. That's what Andrew is trying to say. Pierre just said, hey, look, I don't want to fight. Because I don't want to fight somebody like
Who is great.
Napoleon Great.
Yeah.
Andrew is saying, well, if everybody can choose, this way, if everybody can choose whether to fight or not based on their belief, then there will be no war.
Oh.
Okay? So he basically says, you can't do that. You shouldn't be doing that. You cannot just say, oh, just because I don't believe it, I will not fight.
Ah. Okay.
And Pierre said, and that would be splendid. That'd be great. Okay.
I mean, no war would be great, right?
Huh?
Pierre said no war would be great.
No, he's saying that if everybody yes, no war is great, but also if everybody fought based on his.
Oh.
Prince Andrew smiled ironically. That is, again, ironically means like he's not really smiling.
Yeah.
Very likely it would be splendid, but it would never come about. It would never come about means it would never happen. Well, why are you going to war? Asked Pierre. What for? I don't know. I must. Besides that I am going. He paused. I'm going because the life I am leading here does not suit me. So Pierre just turned the question, why are you going to war? And Pierre's, Andrew said, I don't know.
Oh.
But I know that the life that I have here in St. Petersburg is not a life that he likes. He doesn't like the life of what's happening.
So I must go to the war.
Yeah.
Besides that, I'm going.
Besides that, I'm going.
Besides that, I'm going.
So it doesn't matter. He basically says, I don't know. I have to go.
Yeah.
Besides that, I am going. So he says, it doesn't matter.
Going.
I'm going anyway. He doesn't have a. He does even if he had a choice, he's going anyway.
Oh. Okay. So this chapter.
Yeah. So this chapter ended. Yeah.
Okay. Chapter ended.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about this chapter if you want. Like, let's try to remember what was the beginning of the chapter, and let's try to figure out what are the important parts of this chapter.
I think the chapter talk about leaving.
Yes, it's about leaving.
Yeah.
And then what happened during the leaving?
They have some theme in my mind.
Okay.
One group is the Little Princess and Anna. Another group is, I think it's Hippolyte.
Yeah, Hippolyte.
And the Little Princess.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they talk about something about some after the reception. They have their own private conversation between Andrew and
but then you missed the Hippolyte and
Hippolyte and Wincon. Yeah.
Yes, and then it was Andrew and Pierre.
Yeah.
Andrew and Pierre is the more serious one. The other ones I'm not that interested in.
Yeah.
Andrew is trying to help Pierre figure out what to do. When we know many things about Pierre now, that his father sent him when he was young to study.
Yes.
And now he expect him to go and find a job in St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
And we know that Pierre just first he doesn't want to go to war. And then Andrew we know will be going to war. Andrew doesn't understand Pierre, like, you don't have childish. You do what you think is right. It's not a good thing, right? Sometimes you just have to do stuff.
I feel Andrew a little bit poor because he feel no meaningless of his.
Okay, maybe that's one of his reasons for going to war. He finds this, even though
boring.
Life to him doesn't have much meaning. So he says that maybe he'll find some meaning going to war.
Oh, okay.
We don't know. I don't know why he's going. He doesn't know himself why he's going. But at least he doesn't like the life he has right now.
He want to change, but he don't know what he really want to get.
He knows what he doesn't like.
Yeah, but he don't know what he like, I think.
Okay.
Okay, well then.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.